for us. We got Good Friday coming up. We also got Easter coming up Sunday. So those two events will run a day and a half. The reason I say a day and a half is because Good Friday service starts at 7 p.m. at Cornerstone Community Church, 9008 Fairview Avenue in Brookfield, Illinois. Please join us. And Easter starts 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. The only thing good about Sunday morning is that I don't have to get up early and make coffee. So I'm excused from coffee duty from that little event. But going back to what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about the resurrection. And that in and of itself is a deep event. It is an event that a lot of people disagree about. It's an event that a lot of people say didn't really happen. But if you look at the series of events that lead up to the resurrection on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, it is an event that is undisputable. I mean, how can you serve a dead Savior? One. And then two, how can all those people be wrong? So that in and of itself makes me think that the resurrection is true. The resurrection is a historical event that is a fact. And on a brighter note, I might have gotten one of my sisters back into church. I don't know, but it's possible. Reba. Reba told me that she would like to go to church Sunday morning. I said, well, if you're interested and want to come, you can come to my church. We'll be talking about the resurrection that morning. And I also sweetened the pot for her. I said, we'll also give you a free gift, Rebe, if you come. She said she might. So, we'll see what happens. Sandy and Daryl didn't really like Emmanuel that much. So, they're looking for a new church. They said they might go back to Lamont. Which, why would you drive over to Lamont when there's a church right here? That's willing to take you as is. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, you take what the man says at the pulpit. You don't take him as is. At least that's my view. At least that's my view. Okay, now if he says something biblically wrong, then there's something to string his ass up on. But um, in my view, if the pastor or the minister says something biblically wrong, then that's something to string his ass up on. But if he doesn't say anything biblically wrong, then you have nothing against him. Um, I myself am going to throw this out there for anybody who wants to come. Okay? We have breakfast at 9 a.m. at Cornerstone Community Church in Brookfield, 9008 Fairview Avenue. Please join us. Instead of Bible study, though, we'll be having breakfast. Breakfast starts at 9 a.m. Tickets are $7 at the door. $7, and you get a beautiful breakfast prepared by a personal chef. And more importantly, you get a message delivered by a pastor that is very passionate about his views. And he is one pastor that I have not met in my life yet. He is a man that believes what happens on Main Street, USA, directly affects what happens on Wall Street. And by Wall Street, I mean DC and Springfield. He is one pastor that, although it's not preached at every pulpit, it is preached at this pulpit. And come to think of it, he is also one pastor that doesn't that does encourage you to vote. He is one pastor that encourages you to take part in the elections as a young person, as a middle-aged person. So that in and of itself is a beautiful thing. I mean, whether you go out and vote or not is your prerogative. But he does give you that out. Like I said, he is very passionate about his views. So, you can't really hold it against him, but he is one pastor that speaks his mind. But on the subject of Easter, as long as he is telling truths at the pulpit and not preaching falsehoods or leading our new members and our young people into a life where he is telling falsehoods from the Bible, or God forbid, he's steering our young people away from the Bible and encouraging them not to do so, not to be not to be engaged in the Bible. As long as he's not doing that, I do not see a problem with him. Now, me personally, I am of an older age. I'm 39. So, you know, that really doesn't affect me because my belief system and my core values are pretty much set in stone right now. Um but as for our young people, we've got three youngins in the church. We got Benjamin, we've got Eli, and we got his sister in there. And you know something? They are way too young to know what's going on yet. But when they get older, they will know. And me, my values are set in stone, so I don't. That part of his message and spiel, if you want to call it that, is doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is this: these these preachers and these ministers and the other religious clergy in the state that tells young people and people in general. I'm not just talking about young people. I'm talking about everybody here. Um, that tells people, "Oh, you gotta be rebaptized in order to join the church. You gotta be rebaptized." Every church I went to said that to me, and I'm like, "No, no, I will not do it. I will not do that." And you know what? Gary and the guys over here at Cornerstone was one of the first ones that said, "Charles, I don't think you have to get rebaptized. I don't think you should. You should. You know, we don't think you should either." And that in and of itself made me um agree with their church constitution, with their with their with their doctrine and stuff. Now, again, maybe you people out there like a different kind of pastor or minister or clergy, whatever you want to call them. But for me, a straight shooter like Gary Karwoski is the way to go. I will cut this off now.